Some of you are not old enough to remember this, but Donald J. Trump, the now whatever you want to call it, took out a full page ad in the Wall Street Journal calling for the execution of the Central Park Five. Now, since that time, they have been exonerated, and the individual who committed the actual crime confessed. The only DNA evidence at that scene belonged to that individual. All the evidence pointed to that crime being committed by one individual. Yet, Central Park 5, being made up of black and Hispanic men, have gotten absolutely no apology from Donald Trump. In fact, he said, and I quote, "They must have done something." The only thing he left out at that sentence was because they're black and Latino. Yet, with that information being public knowledge, Latino Americans and black Americans voted for Donald Trump, knowing that this man had the propensity to be an absolute racist with no apologies and no recourse. This is the John Brown Alliance, where we don't fear, we fight. The reason I brought up the Central Park Five is because people's actions dictate how they will act when they get into power. And somehow, some way, my fellow Americans allowed this bigot to not only be elected the first time, but convince Congress, an entire Supreme Court almost, rich, wealthy men who claim to be Christians, and a whole bunch of uneducated idiots that he was the best thing for America. This got us here. Now let's be clear. Democrats did not start a government shutdown. What happened was fascism took over our government. Our White House, our Supreme Court, and both bodies of Congress. So individuals decided that you took away our rights as LGBTQ, you took away our voting rights as black people, you purged us from voter registration, you took away women's reproductive rights, you took away our right to read what we want in public libraries. You took your cult through Prager University videos and made them classroom material in red states. You took food stamps away from people you thought were black but turned out to be your own constituents. You deported people whose family members voted for you. You advocated for the rape of children by sending Ghislaine Maxwell to Club Fed after she was responsible for what might be 1,000 human trafficking and rape violations under Epstein. You lied about where our money was going and what you would do with it during the last election. You doged us and brought in someone that wasn't even born in the United States of America to steal our money, our identities, and make them world property for anyone who wants to buy and sell. And we suffer the consequences. What Democrats did in Congress was say enough is enough. And at that particular time, they were only asking that Medicaid be restored. That's what they were asking for. That's not what we're asking for. We're out here on the streets, in the muck, trying to pay our bills every single day with 10-year delayed subsidies from Social Security for disabled people. Meals on Wheels stopped. Thousands of elderly people getting ready to get thrown out at the end of January of nursing homes. This is where we're at. So it's not keeping the lights on. That's what's important to Republicans, because they don't know how to operate without electricity, water, or anything else. Because we have been paying their way since 1619, and we're done with it. So I say to you, every single time at this moment that you get into your car and you drive to a job that is not paying you a paycheck, and you can go all over social media and you can get the videos where Donald Trump said he is going to pick and choose after this is over who gets paid. With that monkey on your back, why do you continue to get in your car, pay for gas, and drive to work? You are not an essential worker. You're a needed slave. And you need to stop it right now. The blood is in the water, folks. It started with the No Kings protest, and the line was drawn when Democrats decided that they were not going to agree to the economic genocide that keeps going on and on and on under the Trump administration. Every dollar you spend for gas, every irritating hour you spend in DC traffic to get to Dulles Airport, Washington National, or BWI, you are funding the government while your family starves. Not only that, for every American that is still paying taxes, still buying things they can't afford, and reporting to a job in the airline industry, you are just thousands of minions funding the next Trump party at the White House. When you're done starving, or your child dies from whatever disease they have, or your grandmother can't get her diabetes medication, those guys are going to have a great big party at the new White House ballroom at your expense. They're not cutting any corners or starving for you. They're mandating that you work for free. And let me tell you something about a movement. A movement only works if we move together. And just like I told you, our last opportunity to stop this in its tracks for a moment so that we could breathe, it was for Democrats not to obey in advance in Congress. Now that we have that, we need to do ourselves a little favor. There's blood in the water. Peek into the womb, stick your finger in and probe around. Because the next step is this. On October 31st, if you serve in the airline industry anywhere in the United States of America, the best thing you can do for your family is save your gas money, save your food money, and stay at home. Do it for your family. Don't do it for me. Because they are not going to fire everyone. Because you are their power. You are their skilled labor. You are what makes America work. Not some MAGA white bitch wagging her head talking about what she can do to you. That's that slave mentality. And let me tell you something, America has that slave mentality. We're right back there on the plantation. But you can get off if you act now. If you listen to what I'm saying. This general strike has been in the works for some time. And little pieces of America have been boycotting things like Apple, all those people that did that little press conference where they were praising Donald Trump. These people are eating lobster and steak when the average American will not be able to afford a turkey dinner by Thanksgiving and Christmas, much less presents. That's what you're looking at. You are going to be homeless because cruelty is the point. This man is not going to open the government with Democratic votes and decide he's going to be kind to everyone because he got his way. No, let me tell you what's going to happen. The moment Democrats cave in Congress to Donald Trump over health care is going to be your death warrant. And you will not get another dime. Now, you already been fucked out of the Doge money, and it's paying for ICE, deporting citizens, brutalizing people in the streets, and all-out mayhem and tyranny and terrorism. Now you're going to give them some more money so that they can do it to you again while you starve and still don't get a paycheck? If that happens, that's on you. But you have a chance right now on October 31st to act in unison. Because every major media outlet that I have access to, that I think is going to put this information out, not mainstream media, but real media, I'm going to take this video and I'm going to send it to them. You have one day to decide if you want to live under authoritarianism or you want to be free. Because if you keep going to work, you're still going to die. You're still going to lose that child. You're still going to get sick. You're still going to lose even more voting rights. And not only that, he's going to look you straight in the eye and say, I don't give a fuck. He always has, and he always will. So join us on October 31st, 2025, this Friday. Stop feeding the animal that's destroying you. And invest in your own, your family. The consequences are already there. And you're going to suffer them whether you show up on Friday or not. So let's unify and do this. There are 340 million Americans. And only a small basket of evil, greedy, deplorable, subhuman garbage. Are you going to let them beat you? Are you going to let them beat us? Are you going to let everything that happened over the last 295 years be sacrificed for one man? Are you willing to die for your country like a dog? I'm not. And I hope you're not either. This is the John Brown Alliance. When you know how to do right, do it. When you see wrong, do right. Redirect the course. We have the numbers, they don't. Let's do this. When tyranny becomes law, resistance becomes duty.